You searched for more. You wanted to become the best version of yourself. Your search is over. And the technology finally exists. To go beyond limits. Your time has come. Unleash your potential. AQ. Adaptive intelligence.
So I'm going to have Flor poner el video primero y después haces. All right. So we're going to start right now. So go ahead and mute your videos and your microphones. And if you guys are watching us online, go ahead and click the description. You can join us through our hub. We are on Discord right now. And if in the future you want to come, please come. We'll also be doing crypto lessons on Mondays. So if you guys want to be a part of that, it's free. Just go ahead and click onto our description on the link. And you'll be able to have access to our Discord, and then you'll just go down to crypto lessons and you'll see the stuff there. And you can also reach out to us as well. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start.
It's just the way it is. So then what are they going to do when they raise their kids?
Yeah, but like you said, the secret to success is be willing to fail, face those challenges, fail hard, fail again until you learn. And that is success.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you so much. And I want to be able to open up the discussion so that everyone else can start to ask their questions, because I know they're dying to
put me on the spot. All right.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and end just the video recording right now. So just give us a brief intermission, and everybody else can hop back onto the video, and then we can open up and have everybody ask some questions.
Hey, Ryan, I actually got a question for you.
Who's this? Jeff. All right.
All right. So here's a question I have. I've been struggling actually for the last couple months on bad mind frames. I've had a lot of stress going on, and it's pretty substantial stresses. But anyways, you said that sometimes you just have to stop and you do something for like 3 minutes. Could you elaborate on what that you do to fix your mind frame when you're feeling off?
That's such a good question, because I actually really wanted to tell you that. So first of all, I'm going to ask you a couple questions. When has stress ever solved a problem in your life?
Never. And that's why it has no value at all.
Okay, so just straight up, don't stress. Just straight up, don't stress.
Yep.
Now,
no, and I know it's a mind frame, but the problems that come in. So how do you change your mind frame?
Yes. Okay. So what's a positive color to you? If I said, give me a color that's positive to you, what color would you say?
I don't know. A positive color. Hot pink. That's a positive color to me.
Hot pink. What's a negative color?
Maybe something darker like black.
Yeah. Okay. So see, that's the one. That's what I did. All right. So what I want you to do is when you're stressed or when you have any kind of problem, even if you're starting to get sick, just get in a comfortable chair, which it looks like you are right now. Just lay your head back. Do it right now. You know what? Just do it right now. Close your eyes. Don't worry. Don't feel weird. What I want you to do now is I want you to picture a tornado going backwards on the top of your head. All right. And it's spinning on the top of your head backwards. And I want you to picture that it is sucking all of the black out of your body. And what you're going to do is you want to picture that tornado sucking that black out of your body, and you stay there until you feel like it's got all that black. Then what you want to do is picture the tornado turn the other way, and that's where it's going to put hot pink in you. And telling you guys, like I know right now we're live and it's not going to work for you right now, but that's literally all you have to do. And you'll get to the point where it might take you 10 or 15 minutes at first, but it'll get to the point where you can do that in 3 minutes and it will literally completely change your mindset and everything. You'll literally just get up. Like I've had people that were so clogged up, they couldn't breathe. It would be like, they couldn't sniff up. They would do that and come out and would breathe as if they didn't have any sinus issues. So that's what I do when I get sick. I'll literally just take that time and do that. And basically when it's sucking my negative color out, it's sucking my sickness out. And when it's bringing my nice color in, my nice colors are like a light green and light blue. And then, but I'm sucking black out. It sounds really
I love what you're saying. No, it doesn't sound stupid. Let me tell you, Gabriel's actually been doing some of this for me. When he does his healing on me, first of all, I just want to say, if you ever have a chance to work with him, he's a fucking genius. Okay. The way he does this, it's straight up. He's got a miracle gift from God. I'm telling you, he's amazing. And when he works with me, he does something very similar to that. He'll find tension in my body. He'll just lay his hand on me. He says, I want you to breathe light into it. And so he breathes light into it. And so he's been doing this for about 5 months with me. And I've been starting to pay attention to these stresses and what they look like, what they feel like, what their energy is, and all this stuff. And I've realized that some of these trapped emotions I have, these energies, have different colors. I actually noticed it when he was actually working with my cat. He was actually helping my cat because my cat's been neurotic. And so he's worked with the cat. And then I see this aura around her that actually had this red color. And I was like, that's weird. I didn't know emotions had colors. And so I just realized this through Gabe, and he helped me see this. I think it was inadvertent that he did this, but I saw it because he helped get rid of some of that stress off of me. And I was able to focus in on the energies and the way, because energies aren't just like electrical things and wires. They have moods and they flow and they have all kinds of different things. The energies do. And so I saw that color visibly. And so what you're saying right now makes complete sense because emotions and energy do have colors.
Right.
And so I really appreciate that tool. That's really huge for me. Thank you.
Well, that and it puts your mind in a mindset of you're getting your negative out and then you're putting what you like in, and it's taking your mind away from what you were thinking of that got you stressed to start with. But do understand, stress does not solve any problems, and you can choose to not stress. I've been in so many situations where people are like, how are you not always stressed? And I'm like, because it doesn't solve problems. You know what I mean? It just doesn't. It actually makes your mind, makes you weaker. You make bad decisions and stuff like that. So anyways, that was a good question. I hope that helps you. And
I'm definitely going to do this. I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be using that tool. That's something I'm going to try pretty regularly because Gabriel's also been encouraging me to do more meditation. So that's another form of meditation.
Yeah, for sure.
So one of the things that he has me do is he'll have me take a real deep breath in and then I'll blow it all out. And when I blow it out, I kind of picture the energy leaving me. So it's kind of a meditation thing as well.
Yep. Heck yeah.
So yeah, that's helpful. But then the problem that I have is that in the moment, like when Gabriel's working with me, I feel good. But then the problem is that the next day, like right now I have a 20-year-old son that's making some really stupid decisions and he's really angry with me because I was kind of a hard father to him. And so we're dealing with right now he's got a lot of hatred with him. And so it's like this kid's doing so many bad things and I want to help him and I have this love for him, but so the stresses are still there, but I'm kind of hearing you say, don't call them stresses, but I don't know what to physically do with these things because there isn't an answer.
Well, I don't know anything about what you got going on with you and your son, but I'm going to tell you, just from an outsider and being on the other side, he doesn't need you to tell him what to do. He needs you to support what he's doing and just give him love. He will end up making the right decisions later. The more you fight, the more they go. And I did this, you do this with your kids when they start dating too, regardless of who they're dating. You have to support their relationship. You can still educate them on what you should look for in a spouse or whatnot, but you have got to support that relationship. Because then when that shit goes south and they want to get out, they will get out. But if you fight it, they'll stay in just so you're not right. And you cause more problems. I'm telling you, No,
I appreciate that. And no, the decisions he's making isn't. I've recently learned that it's better to guide him than to control him.
Right.
So it's the same message you're saying right now, but
exactly, yeah.
I still have the last so many years of him looking at me as a control person. So there, anyways, without getting into details on stuff, because that's not really what this topic is about. The point is that even though that, and it doesn't matter if it's stressed about that or my cat is sick, whatever. The point is that how do you still, even though that it is a stress, even though it doesn't do anything, how do you still deal with it? How do you mentally deal with the frustrations and the stresses of this stuff?
So I'm trying to find what you're exactly saying, because I don't get frustrated. I don't get stressed. I'm not saying I don't get frustrated at times, like, and I don't want to say stupid, but sometimes you're talking to somebody and you're just like, dude, like like there's zero comment. I mean, common sense is like deodorant. Those that need it most don't have it. I mean, don't use it. Like, it's just, it's like, so, I mean, I get frustrated in that moment. And like, for example, when we were at that, I was getting a little frustrated that night. And yet I actually gave him a hug and actually apologized to him and said, sorry, I admitted my wrongness of getting a little bit over the top. So I'm really quick to apologize there. And so, for example, I don't know what you're doing or whatever, how you react when you're stressed or whatever, but if you get short or whatever, the biggest key is to literally, once you step away, own that shit and go back to that person right away. Don't worry about, oh, I'm the weaker person because I'm going back. But just go back and make that right. And some people, by the way, they can't handle that. They take that as weakness and then they start pouncing. And that's where it really takes that strength to still say, that's okay. You made
that's
right.
That's exactly what my son's doing. Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, just.
You just got to stand up and just be the rock and let the waves bash against you. That's a realization really that.
And you just got to keep admitting yourself that stress and overreaction will never, ever give a better outcome. Okay. And you got to keep telling yourself that. And then eventually it can get there. I mean, kind of play a game with you. Like, how big can you really be? How strong are you? Okay, well, I'm going to nap this stress right now. Okay, I like
that.
You know what I mean? Like,
I like that.
Play games with yourself.
Yeah, it's a challenge. Yeah,
that's right.
No, I like that.
Yeah. And then you just get to a point, dude, where it's programmable. You're done now. It's easy after that.
Brian, I really appreciate your thoughts. I don't want to take up everybody's time. Let me shut up here so other people can talk to you.
Thanks,
thank you so much for that advice. Yeah, I'll still be here, but I'm going to silence you and talk to somebody else.
All right.
All right. Who's next? I like these. Here from our newbies here, Charles and let's see who else. Manoj. I think Alice has accidentally dropped out. John always has.
Oh, we're dropping out.
Who's that? Is that John?
Yeah. Hi, Ryan. Thank you for the presentation.
You're welcome.
I really enjoyed your talk. For me, it was actually less about financial gain, although it was certainly a part of the conversation. I kind of was intrigued with your passion, right? And how you're kind of pursuing that. That's I think what I was admiring. Each of us, you can never have too many passions in my estimation, and knowing how to go after things and stay after things, I think is admirable. So these are things that I'm doing as well. So thank you.
Perfect. Appreciate that.
I enjoyed the story very much, right? And I can tell that you have a lot of passion. So that's.
See, it's funny that he says that because, and if my wife was on the phone, she would say it, but I literally told her an hour and a half ago. Like I said, my body was kind of shutting down or whatever, and I'm just like, babe, I don't even feel like doing this thing tonight. And you know what I mean? And I'm just like kind of exhausted, just, would rather go home. I just want to go home and watch Golden Knights or whatever. And yet I get on here. It's like all of this energy comes. I have zero shutting down right now because it is my passion. And when I say I've been so unfulfilled, it's because I'm not doing enough of this right now. I'm very introverted. I know you guys are not going to believe it right now because I'm yapping, but I'm very introverted. I don't talk. I mean, where was I that day? I was in my room when everybody else was out, and then you came into the room to talk to me.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm so introverted, but when I'm doing this stuff, I get going because I'm doing something I'm passionate about, and that's again that passion. But thanks, John. I really appreciate that, buddy.
Yeah, sure. Well, just in passing, right? Because I think many people are introverts, right? It has to do with how you recharge, right? Tend to recharge with people or by yourself. But in addition, the notion of presenting, right, is something that an introvert can actually get a real rush from that, right? It's almost like a yin and yang thing where it's part of you in the same way that you're recharging when you're an introvert, right? Quiet.
Yeah,
so.
sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm also an introvert too, but like when I do the stuff, I get all juiced up too. So
Yeah.
it's a
good.
good combination because it's like, as an introvert, you spend a lot of time thinking, a lot of time like analyzing what's going on and learn. But then it's like, well, what good is all that knowledge and all that observation if you can't share it with somebody,
Yeah.
So it's a good way for us to like share our gifts. I do want somebody else to ask another question, but I wanted to ask you a possibly quick question because I know everybody's like probably going to be hopping on here to like try to figure out how to make money. They want to talk about like, all right, how can I make money like right now? Right. So what would you say is the best place to start? Like if you had to start from absolute scratch right now, what would you do? Like, would you put like $1,000 on Dogecoin or like, what would you do to like?
No, 100% stay away from Dogecoin. I just sold all of mine today for a nice 480 something percent return. But you don't ever buy on the green. You got to learn to buy on the red, sell on the green. Honestly, though, guys, like I said, it's not financial advice, but get into crypto. It's not crazy. Whether you don't know anything about it or not, it is very easy to get into. Once you do 3 transactions, it's all right. It is changing the world. For example, title companies, when you guys buy a house, title companies will be a thing of the past. You don't need them. You have a smart contract on the blockchain that is way more secure and safe. So get in it. It's not a matter of you getting in if, it's a matter of when, because you will be getting in it. You will have no choice.
Right.
It's more secure. It's more safe. It puts more control in your own hands. So what would I say to do? Coins-wise, Ethereum, Chainlink, Polkadot, and EWT. Those are 4 coins. Like, I don't want to really talk it all up, but within a year, you're going to do a minimum of 1,000% return. I know it sounds crazy, but Chainlink can go to $500. I mean, we're in a bull market right now, and it could peak at the end of this year in 2021. But like Bitcoin will be in 6 figures most likely, like anywhere from 150 to 300,000. It's only 32 right now. But these other coins like Chainlink can go to 500 to 1,000. It's sitting at like 23, 24 bucks right now.
Right.
You guys, you don't have to buy one full Bitcoin either. That's a big mistake a lot of people think. Just because Bitcoin's 32 grand, you can buy $2 worth. But just don't go mortgage your house and put in it, even though that's what I would tell you if we were friends to do. But go put $100 in it. Just put $100 for right now and watch that $100 grow. The only downfall I'm going to tell you is you will regret not putting more in first. And I have every single employee here in this company that will say the same thing. One guy put in $7 grand about in April, and it's now worth 37 grand. Well, he had 15 because he had an aunt die and gave him 15. I said, put all 15 in. He put 8 in freaking baseball or I don't know, some cards. I don't know what sport, but some cards. And he only put 7 grand. It was 37 grand. He would have like 70 grand right now had you put the 15 in. So just spend some time and get in it. Just baby step in it. Whatever you're comfortable with and your own risk, but get in it because it's the future. It's technology. And the fact that you don't know about it right now and the people around you don't know about it, that tells you that's where the money is. When everybody starts to know about it, the money's, the opportunity's not so lucrative. So that's all I would say.
What were those coins again? You said Chainlink, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and what was the other one?
I actually didn't say Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin's still good. But the altcoins are going to go up more multiples. But Ethereum, Chainlink, Polkadot, and EWT is a wild card. It's not really a wild card, but it's an energy coin. It's not easy to get. It's not in the mainstream yet. But like your Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and Warren Buffett have been connected to it in an investigating way. Like when you actually dig, they don't publicly announce it yet. But there's some big. It's got a lot of technology to it, and that thing could take off. And it's right now sitting at $8. And
what do you think of XRP?
Yeah. you want me to tell my opinion because it's not been what yours is? But yeah, I've made a lot off XRP. I bought it at 19 cents, sold it at 360. I bought it again at 19 cents and just sold it recently at 55 cents. But I hate the coin, and I will never tell anybody to buy into it. And there's certain times you can to make money, but it's a centralized coin. The whole point of crypto is to be decentralized, and XRP is centralized, and it's going to be controlled by it's just manipulated, controlled by the banks, and whatever. So no, I now don't have any. I probably don't have $10 worth of.
What about Cardano?
So Cardano, I'm not saying you can make some money at it, but will it be a long-term player? No, it had its rung and it hasn't kept up with technology, but it still will give you a good return this year because it's not going to die off yet. I expect it to die off the next bear market.
Oh, really?
Again, not a financial advisor, just opinions, but yeah.
Why? It seems like it's kind of an interesting approach they're taking, but why do you
go into Chainlink instead? It's got the technology is way better. It's more up to date. It's got more things tied to it onto that. I mean, I can't say enough about Chainlink, honestly, guys. And I had all my employees buy it at $4. It's sitting at 23. So, but it could go to $1,000. I mean, I'm not saying it will. I mean, okay, it only goes to 500. It's still a good return.
Yeah, I made some money on Chainlink, but then I sold it. Like at the time, it was very high, but then like things dipped down again. Now they're like feeling.
Guys,
so, like,
here's one thing I can say: you put your money in coins that are solid, like the ones that I got, the ones that I mentioned, and you don't sell when we have a big correction. You find more money and you buy in. Because one thing I got to explain to you guys. Let's just say you bought Bitcoin at $1,000, okay? And it dropped all the way to 100. How much did it go down? Somebody?
90%.
90%, right? Okay, so now most people are like, they either sell and bail and I'm out, or they wait for it to go up. So now how much does it have to go up to get back to 1,000?
90%.
No, 1,000%.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You see my point? And I tell you this because that's the benefit. Go in ones you truly believe in so that you got the balls to go back in when they drop. Because look at so many people sit here. They either sell at a loss or they sit and wait and they throw away 1,000% just to wait to get to break even. That's where you buy is down there. Even though you bought up here, you buy down here. Sell it when it's up here. You just made 1,000% return.
So I'm at the part. So I'm at the point where I put like 95% of my money in XRP at 50 cents, and now it's way down. So now, do I hang into it and wait, or do I get out and go to something else? Yeah, I fucked myself. I know.
Here's what you do. You do everything you can to try to find some more US dollar, and you never make that mistake again, putting 95% into one coin. Secondly you will get your money back. XRP will go above what you bought it for. However, just you always want to hedge. You don't ever want to go all into one thing, especially because you have zero control of it. So just lesson learned. So you've learned. But I would do all I could to, for example, you got a car you don't drive much, or you got things sitting at home that you can eBay. I would do that stuff and put it into coins. Because I'm telling you what, nothing that you have sitting in your house is going to appreciate in value.
All right, except for my wife.
Exactly. So sell your things, put it into crypto, and you can buy better things later.
All right. Now, also the SEC.
You'll sell your wife. You may not get her back.
No, I'd sell that girl.
The SEC is trying to like regulate probably all cryptocurrency if they can, and that's a big issue coming up from what I can see.
No, it's not an issue. It's only an issue for the people that took who put their coins out for like big investments back in the day before they were going. New coins aren't going to have the issue because they're not going to go out. Like, for example, back in 2017, the ICOs and stuff, everybody was getting all of this money just coming in for ICOs and stuff. And that's where it's attacking certain coins. So I knew XRP was going to happen 3 months before it did. I knew they were going to have $180 million lawsuit against them. And so I was kind of, prepped to go buy in low at the 19 cents where it held. And it just happened through a friend that was in my $2,500 club. He was doing an alarm install for some other guy that I guess is like the third biggest XRP bag holder. And that's how he knew about it. So, but anyways, guys, trust me, nothing can be stopped. The cryptocurrency cannot be stopped. It is the future. And if you want to search the internet for the top 100, I have the website address somewhere. But I always pay attention to the top 100 Bitcoin holders. And all they're doing right now is buying. All they're doing is buying. Like Grayscale's got like $5.5 billion worth, and they've only bought it in the last few months. Now, those guys don't buy stuff they don't believe in. What's that?
So I would love if you could tag that link into our messaging area.
I just gotta remember which employee I just sent it. Right here. I can put it in here somewhere, right?
Cool, and I'll put it in the description too.
Okay.
Did anyone hear about the GameStop issue?
Yeah, that was beautiful, wasn't it? You know why I say it's beautiful? Because I can't stand those crooks.
Yeah.
And I want people to really understand that if we get together as a country or as people that are normally victims, we have way more power than we think. We just got to stay together. And that basically proves that. You know, you get those big guys and they're so corrupt. It's not even funny as far as how they, hedge against us and, lead us one way so that they can short us or long us when we're shorting. And it was beautiful. Now they just understand, damn, we're not as powerful anymore as we thought we were.
Yeah.
So I love it. Beautiful.
Networking gives us power.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
And I also wanted to,
you're going sideways.
I can't hear them.
You're having technical issues.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Anyway, we've got so many changes going on nowadays. Technology is like growing exponentially, and technology has a huge impact on society. And artificial intelligence is going to have like a tremendous impact as well. It's already doing that, but artificial intelligence is growing exponentially as well. Okay.
Yeah, I've actually got artificial intelligence trading some of my crypto, and it does really, really well. But yeah, you're right. Technology is so advanced, and it's that compound effect, and that's why it advances so much faster now than it did 30 years ago. And that's why you got to get involved in it. And so why not get your currency where it's headed, where it's involved too. I mean, the blockchain is amazing what it can do for you. So
what do you do with artificial intelligence trading?
So, well, there's a software that's got artificial intelligence next to it. Now, you can't really get in it. They want, I think it's 10 million. Well, I don't know. They just raised it to 100 million now. And so we basically just got in with a bunch of people to raise that money to be able to get money in it. But yeah, that's the other thing. When you have these big softwares, it costs them $10 million to make the software. But the chick, she's been in artificial intelligence for like 25 years. And anyways, they built the software and it's amazing. I mean, over the last 3 months did 2,200% return. But it pulls itself completely out of the market. Like that's one of the few softwares I've ever known do that. Normally they trade, they have their losses, they have their wins, which so does this one, but a lot less losses because it literally is able to tell, I don't know how, but it pulls itself right out to where we can go see our money's not right now being in a trade. It knows when to come out and then it waits for the next signal to go in. So I can't explain exactly how it all works. Obviously it's proprietary and I don't know, they don't tell me, but you're right. Technology is huge right now.
Wow, what's the name of that AI?
I don't know who the software is, what the actual software is called, but one of the companies behind it is Endotech, and they're planning on going public like next year, I think, or maybe this year. Might be 2021. Might be next year as of 2020. So maybe it's this year. But yeah, Anna Becker's the engineer behind it. One of them.
Okay, yeah. Whenever that stock comes out, let me know.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I did say before how Jeff was talking about XRP. The main reason we actually bought XRP wasn't for the XRP. It was mostly for the Spark token for the Flare network, and I think that's got some potential.
It does, but see, if that was the reason, then that's when you wanted to buy it to get the Spark and sell the next day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you could do that, but
the second you got the Spark, because you always know after a fork that the one coin that got elevated for the fork is going to dump. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, always. I've never seen it any other way. Right. Yeah,
well, and that's why I sold the majority of what I had. I waited for the Spark token, and then I sold like half of it, and I got Cosmos, and that skyrocketed itself. So I'm pretty happy about Cosmos. And so another good thing that you mentioned about having your money make money. is, you know, with certain cryptos like Cosmos, for example, you get like a 9% like APY, which is pretty good, you know, like for just sitting there, like just making money.
Yeah, I'm a little different with that. I mean, yes, conservative wise, people could go with that, but I don't stake any money.
Okay.
I don't stake any of my crypto. None of the returns touch the returns that I make by putting them in the right coins. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want my money being tied up on anything. I staked back in the day, and there was always better exits than when I was able to because I had it locked up staking. So I just don't stake anymore. The returns, they will not touch. They will not. Staking's a little bit different if you're making those returns in a bear market, but in a bull market, I mean, you're choking your money right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, how about, I've heard that you can stake and then not have an obligation to keep it staked. You can pull it out. In some cryptos, you can do that.
Right, but in the cryptos that you're doing the staking, see, the more people that stake is the only reason in most of those of why the price is going to go up, because there's less coin on the market.
Right.
But I want to be in coins where the fundamentals of the coin is why the price is going up. Okay. I don't want it in there because everybody's staking, because then if they take theirs out before me, it plummets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the only difference with me. That's why staking's just not my jam anymore.
Okay. Good. Well,
so
it sounds
like a long-term hold or hodl, I should say, long-term hodler. But
which one is? Or am I? You're saying?
Yeah. I'm saying.
Yeah, I am in the coins that I'm in, and most of them. I mean, I've got a few Binance accounts where I've got maybe 20 coins in each account, which some I've just kind of got sitting there just to see what happens. But yeah, my main money is in coins that I truly believe in, and the only thing that I will do anymore, and I have my own software to trade, and I don't even use it anymore. So what I'll do is if I have a coin that goes up a lot, I'll kind of wait till it caps and has a little bit of correction. I'll pull about 20% out and just throw it into USD, like not USD, sorry, but a stable coin.
Yeah, like
I'll wait for it to do its correction. I'll just put it right back into the same coin, but just I'll buy more coin now. And that's about as much trading as I do right now, outside of that AI software. But like I don't even run my own software anymore. It's just, you know, it's not worth it. There's in a bull market, and the one that I think about the bull market in 2017, and we didn't have these institutions involved. You guys just wait. When this thing goes parabolic, it's just going to go out of this world, and you're going to want your money in it. You're not going to want to make a bad move and be sitting in a stable coin and watch Bitcoin go up 30 grand in a day.
Yeah.
So,
and be like, oh, what do I do?
Do you have any projection on when the top will be?
Yes, between September and December of this year. We'll be in six figures, in my opinion.
Wow.
And it could be anywhere from 150 grand to 320 grand. The charts actually show, if we were going to mimic, the charts show 318 grand. Actually, Citibank even proposed 300 and something grand. JP Morgan said 146 grand. But I mean, guys, for the first time ever, you even have the banks calling for six-figure Bitcoin this year. And just 3 years ago in 2017, the banks were all calling crypto fraud, Bitcoin fraud. I mean, hell, Warren Buffett called it rat poison. What most people don't know is months later, he pulled out 50% of all of his stock, $147 billion worth, and put it into USD. Why did he do that? Because he knows. I mean, we're headed for a depression. There's no way around it. We can't get out of it.
Oh, yeah.
All we're doing is we're printing money, but we're not producing products. And I mean, back in 2017, actually, where I met the guy who used to own this company, he was in the audience and I was on stage, and I told them right there on video, so it's there, but I said 2022, we're going to be hitting a big depression. Well, that was pre-COVID. I didn't know about COVID coming. COVID just magnified it. You can't get out of it. You know what I mean? Like we've been headed for it. All money markets need a correction. And so it's coming. It's just a matter of being prepared when it gets here. Take advantage of it. The most money is made in depressions, in recessions. The rich make the most money at those times. Why? Because they make themselves liquid and they buy real estate pennies on the dollar. You know, buy the stock market pennies on the dollar, you know.
Like they say, you make your money when you buy.
At 100%. Yeah. Yep.
Awesome.
Can't hear you, bud. You're muted, I think. I've seen your lips moving, but I just heard no sound.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
So I was gonna say, so what do you use to know when to like come out of a crypto and then go into a stable coin? And then when do you know to come back in? Like, what is there like a certain percentage that you'd like wait for? Like, if it goes up 20%, I'll sell. If it goes down, whatever. Like, what do you use?
No, so it's the charts. Okay, so for example, when Chainlink went from like $4 to 20, like literally, I think within weeks, and then I didn't get out right at 20. It's impossible to tell the tops. I had no idea it was going to stop there and not go to 30, 40, 50. I mean, who knows? But when it started coming back down to 16, that's when I started looking at it. And then when I charted it out, there was a point when it was going up. It kind of held at 16. And then when it broke that line, that's when I'm like, okay, it's going to go lower. That's when I pulled out. And then I just started watching it. It kind of found some more support at 12. It actually dipped back down to 8. I didn't buy it then. I waited till it broke back up at the top and bought it back in at 10. So, you'll never get to the bottom and you'll never get to top. But if you pay attention, you'll always know when it goes up like this, there's stops where it kind of found support. And then it took off again, found support. Always look where that's coming down. Like, for example, I went public on this one guy's YouTube channel. I don't ever do public YouTube channels because I don't want to hear these people out there that won't put their face on their YouTube, and they talk like they know what they're doing and they got $10 into crypto. But the one guy putting on the video, I just had enough, and he was telling people to short. It was when it was dipping, and it would dip down to 28 and it was at 30, and he was telling them to short. And I put a comment and I said, "Are you kidding me?" And he was looking at the monthly candle and he was saying how it was looking so bearish. I said, "Dude," so I just commented. I said, "Enough's enough." I said, "You can't, looking at a monthly candle with 9 days left in the month is useless because you have 9 days for that candle to completely change." I said, "Right now, in my opinion, this is a perfect long position from 30K to 34. And what happened?" And then anyways, he went right back and he commented, "Oh, if you're having troubles trading and you need help, you can phone this number," or whatever. And I replied back to him. I said, "Look, just because people are watching your channel, don't go assuming that they all don't know crypto. I guarantee you don't trade 10% of what I trade." I didn't tell him, show him who I was. I was actually on one of my other channels. I got about 900 YouTube channels. So he wouldn't know it was me. I said, "You probably don't trade 10% of what I trade." I said, "So don't," and I just said that. And then he replied back and he's like, he says, "Oh, point taken." So he understood what I said. But it was so funny. It was an hour and a half later, after we were done commenting, he did another video, told people to long from 30 to 40. And it was a perfect call. It went all the way up to 33,900 before we broke back down to 30 grand. And now we're back up, I think, to 34 again. So it was a perfect call. But he was telling his audience to short because he was looking at a monthly candle. So anyways, I look at the charts. I look at the charts, but also I look at the world. I know what's going on. And with the investment money, I mean, so many people are thinking, hey, it can go down to here. And I'm like, dude, there's so much momentum. You got Grayscale spending millions and you just got all this stuff happening. So,
well, people are going to flee the dollar because the dollar is going to lose value.
See, I'm glad.
So people are looking for a way to increase the value of their assets instead of having it depreciated through the dollar.
100%. See, so like when I'm saying that Bitcoin can go to 300 grand this year, I'm not saying it's going to go right now from 30 to 300. It might only have to get to 150 because we might devalue our damn dollar 50% this year. Right. Do you know what I'm saying? So in today's money, it's only got to get to 150 to actually make it 300 in a year from now because the dollar have been, chopped down with the way we keep printing that stuff. Right. So, yeah. So it's not far-fetched at all.
It could even accelerate as things like people will start fleeing the dollar and go into crypto. And if that goes in exponentially, then the value of the dollar could really drop fast.
You guys want to become a millionaire if you're not right now?
Yeah.
Buy one Bitcoin. Buy one Bitcoin and hold on to it. You will not even have to hold on to it 10 years to be a millionaire. Probably like 5 to 7.
Wow.
If you really want to get, or instead of doing that, spend 32 grand, put some in Chainlink, Ethereum, and Polkadot, and go up way more multiples. And then against Bitcoin, then put it into Bitcoin, and you'll have maybe 3 Bitcoin if you put the same amount in, and then you'll have $3 million in there. But Bitcoin will be $1 million. It's mathematically impossible for it not to be, as far as the mining and stuff like that. So
if you could only pick one, Chainlink, Ethereum, or some of the other ones that you mentioned, which one would you pick?
The only reason I would say Ethereum right now is Ethereum is filling up with fuel and it's about to explode. Everything is being attached to Ethereum. All of these coins that went off on their own to have their own little chains and stuff like that, back in 17 where they got their little hype because they were going away? No, they're not now. They're now making bridges to come back on Ethereum because Ethereum is the man. And I'm telling you, it's about to explode. As much as I love Chainlink and stuff, Ethereum will pass, in my opinion, Bitcoin in market cap. And it's just going to explode. And it could explode up to $3,000. It could go to 5. It could go to 10 this year. But I still wouldn't just go into Ethereum. I'd never tell people to go into one. I'd say get in Chainlink and Ethereum and Polkadot, and you'll all be very, very happy in a year.
Diversifies the good.
Yeah, it'd be stupid for me to tell you to go into one thing, even though as safe as Ethereum is. I would still say put your money in all three. And tell my daughters the same thing. My daughters, they're not buying their house because they don't know which part of the city they want to live in. But you watch, they'll probably pay for their house just from what they put in crypto. It's crazy. And they're 20, 22, and 24 right now. So yeah, this is the chance for people to really get ahead of the game. And then think about it. Just keep your living wherever it is now. If it's $50,000 a year or $200,000 a year, wherever it is, regardless of this money, and then just live the rest of your life stress-free because you got so many, you got so much asset now I mean, this is the time to make your life.
It's the gold rush.
Yeah.
Hey, Ryan, I had a question. I had a question for you, and I don't know if this is presumptuous, but I figured I'd throw it out there. Gabriel and us, we've kind of created like a group chat where if anything big in crypto is going on, we communicate with each other and kind of keep that way. Whatever we learn for each other, we can teach each other. Would you be interested or willing in being a part of that? So that way, if you see something big, you can kind of throw something down our way, throw us a cookie,
I'm not saying I wouldn't be a part of it, but I will be straight up honest with you guys. Like, I'm so introverted and not chatty. I mean, I got Facebook groups with like 20,000 people. I don't ever go in them. I'm just, but I'll go in it. But I mean, like, I'll let you, I'm okay if you add me in it. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to be in it every day and I'm going to spout off because I just,
No, it's not that. That's not what I mean. It's like
aspect.
No, I'm not asking you to, get a whole nother group of friends and be here every day. That's a huge commitment, and I understand how busy you are. No, it's more so like I see the moves that you're making and what you're talking makes a lot of sense to my brain. And I guess what I'm saying is that if you see something going on, it's like, you know what, the candles are great. You know what, today's the day to buy. Tomorrow we're going to sell. Just shoot a link, say, hey, sell. Or, hey, go buy crypto, go do this. Would you see what I'm kind of getting at? Kind of guide a little?
So I used to do signals. And part of that $2,500 course, they even got these signals. And the only reason I stopped out of that, people don't pull the trigger when they're supposed to, and they don't sell when they should. And then when they find out that my call was right, then they go buy. Well, no, now we're at my sell. That was the whole thing. And then they buy up there. And then they come back to me like, Ryan, what do I do? What do I do? We're down 30%. What do I do? And they're all panicking and stuff. And I would go in there and finally I'd have enough. I'm like, look, we can't keep communicating this way. I'd get them on a call. I would look at their trade. They had $15 in the effing trade. They're down 30%. They're down $4.50. Are you effing kidding me?
Wow.
And they're panicking like they have $1 million on the line. And that's when I just said, enough's enough. I don't move in and out of the market very often. I buy at buy times. So, for example, EWT went down to 650. Ethereum had just taken off and went up to like 12 something at the time. Okay, so I took some of my Ethereum and I went and bought EWT, but I didn't pull it out or nothing. But I bought because it was a good ratio. It was funny because EWT happened to go to 950. And even though I didn't want to get out of my EWT, it was worth so much more Ethereum at the time. So I pulled back out and I basically made a 50% gain right there. So that's all I will do. I'm not playing so much on that coin, but like if I have a coin already that just took off and it's going to sit and hit support and actually kind of do a correction, I'm going to go in, I'm going to take it and put it into another coin that actually just did its correction. See what I'm saying? So I'll move a portion of it.
I do. Yeah, it makes complete sense. But the problem is that I don't know how to look at those graphs. So I definitely need to learn that. But, I've never had the kind of money I have right now. And I know what's going on with the economy and I don't want to lose all this money. This is the first time in my life I've ever had, like $100,000 together. So I put a ton of money in this and it tanked and I don't want to be broke again next year. So the stuff you're talking right now is critical to me. And I'm the kind of person that's going to get this. I've been my own business owner for 18 years now. So I need to start making some changes because this business isn't going to last for the future. You know, like with your sign business.
Don't chase the greed and get into coins that you believe in. One comment about gold, I can't remember who said something about gold. See, so many people want to keep their money in gold because they just think that gold's going to go there. Listen, gold will never touch Bitcoin. And I'm going to tell you why. Yeah. People think that gold can get to 10 grand one day. Here's what happens. First of all, gold's unlimited, FYI. It's just scarce. Okay, Bitcoin is limited. There's never going to be over 21 million. By the way, over 25% to about a third is already lost from back in the day. So there'll really never be more than 15 million Bitcoin available, ever. With gold, what would happen if gold got to 10 grand? Do you know how much more feasible it is for now for people to put hundreds of millions of dollars into mining equipment to go mine the gold that they know is there, but it's just so expensive? Well, now it's actually worth it because it's now 10,000 versus 1,900. So all it's going to do when the price goes up, it just makes it more available because they can put more money in. Well, guess what? You can't go put more money in mining gold, Bitcoin. So I'm just saying that out there. Like, what are you going to do with $1 million of gold? If you're going to store it at your house because you want to be safe and not have it in your own hands, well, now you got to have $250,000 worth of security guards. You don't need to stop you from getting robbed. You can't buy nothing with gold. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like Bitcoin, I have absolutely sitting right over there. I could have $10 billion in there. Nobody can touch it. And I can give you guys my treasure and you can't touch the money. I can give you the damn PIN code to my treasure and you can't get my money. Because you don't want passphrase. I mean, it's just like, it's so damn secure. It's beautiful.
They can get more gold by mining asteroids too.
100%. There's an asteroid out there. I can't even remember the amount of gold that's on there, but it was a number past quadrillion, everything. I've never heard of the number. It was so big, and it's just one asteroid. You're right.
Yeah.
You go put gold at $15,000. They're going to be able to, they can go pay for equipment to go mine that stuff.
That's right.
Yeah, see, I don't agree in gold. That's why I want to be in crypto. And Gabriel was teaching me some of this stuff. And as I said, 2 months ago, I put a ton of money in it, way more than anyways, I didn't diversify. So the point is that I need to learn how to do this properly. And, some little tidbits from you and a little guidance here and there would be like huge. But
no, I'll go in that group. But the 4 tidbits I gave you today, one of those, you come back to me and not be very grateful that you put your money in there.
Right.
I'm going to do that later tonight.
Yeah, I got one employee right now that if Chainlink gets to $1,000, where a lot of people just think it's going to, I mean, just with what he's got, he'll be $4 million just on that coin alone. I got him in other coins like EWT, and I mean, I'm telling you guys, it's just that is so rewarding for me. I mean, these guys literally they thank me on a daily basis. But like D-Rock, one of my employees, he's just like, he can't thank me enough, but he's like, I've never had so much hope for my future. Well, now he's been getting other people into crypto. And he's like, Ryan, thanks so much. Everybody thinks I'm a genius because they're all making money because they get in at the right time. It's just a good way to help people, but don't spit off all of these other coins. I mean, Gabriel, your nice discussion on XRP, and they're never the same, Right. But I've been in the game. I mean, I started buying XRP back in like early 17. Learned a lot about it and what's behind it and just other coins. And guys, don't get me wrong. I never did everything right. Like I threw away Bitcoin like crazy. Like back in early 17, I was making so much of it and it wasn't really a currency for me. I mean, I gave away / threw away 170 Bitcoin in like a 90-day period, just like, oh yeah, let's go here. Here's 10 Bitcoin. This guy's going to give me some software that I can go help out my group with to find out that software was a scam. And I gave him 10 Bitcoin, but then funded the account with 10 Bitcoin. So there went 20 Bitcoin. And oh yeah, I was just stupid. If I could go back, I mean, we'll always say that 2020 hindsight, but I'm telling you guys.
Well, that's the thing is that I believe in.
So I don't advise outside of what I do anymore. And what I do right now just works. I have one account on here. Actually, I'll look at it right now. Oh, then I won't see you guys maybe. Well, here. So this account I started in April of this year with 20 grand. I'm just going to hit refresh. Right now it's at 142,131 plus 25,821. So whatever that is, 167,000. That was 21 grand. This other account right here is sitting at 75 plus 38.8. Let's say 75 and 40, 125 grand. That one I started with 34 grand. And literally both those accounts just in April. Oh, wait, how do I get to you guys? Where'd you guys go?
Oh, here.
Oh, there you are. So I'm just saying, not to brag or nothing, but I'm just meaning that's not trading, but that's going into coins that have good fundamentals and getting into them at the right times. Like Morpheus was a good coin. I got my wife in, she actually followed me into Morpheus, and it's now went up like, well, I don't know, it's $1.30 something. She got in at 40 cents. And I only get into coins that I'll tell my daughters and tell my wife to get my wife, not plural on that one. I'll tell them to get into. So
maybe when you get more Bitcoin.
What's that?
I said maybe when you get more Bitcoin.
Yeah, I'll never buy Bitcoin again. I don't say that for you guys not to buy Bitcoin.
Right.
I just have enough of it, and there's just better returns than others. Like for Bitcoin to get to 300 grand, it's only going to go up 10x.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you one thing: there's no way in hell Bitcoin gets to 300 grand, and Chainlink isn't $300.
Right.
Well, that puts it at a bigger 10x. You know what I mean? Bigger than a 10x is what I'm getting.
Yeah, huge.
So
So do you think I should get rid of all my XRP right now, even though I've lost heck of the money?
What's XRP?
And go to something else
right now?
Yeah, 25, and yeah, I'm down about $30 or $2,200 on that, or $22,000 on that. It's tough,
Here's
huh?
the sit.
I do.
If you look at XRP, it can stay the same effing price a long time to where it fluctuates forever. That's the downfall.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have. I'm not saying I don't think XRP can hit $3 again in the heat of a parabolic run. But you may wait 6 months for that to happen and give up all of these other profits out of there. I don't really want to advise you on that call. Honestly, what I would do.
It's tough, huh? I'm having a hard time making a decision. It's a tough call.
I would take 50% of it out and put
That's
that
what I was thinking.
And hold the other 50% in. It sucks. You're down.
My screen went dead. Is anybody else having a hard time hearing? Okay. That's a part of it.
Yeah, it's a tough.
Say that again, Jeff?
I can't hear anything. Is anybody else able to hear? The video went quiet on me here about 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm still able to hear. Maybe you should try leaving and coming back.
Okay, sorry for interrupting.
It just went quiet on me.
Oh, it did? What about? Well, yeah, I just paused it right now. I'm gonna hit play again, but go ahead and leave and come back, Jeff, and I'll hit play when you get back.
Go ahead, hit play. I want to see if it's Everett. Tell me if it's gone for you. If it comes back.
Stuff. It just sucks. But yeah, just learn from the lesson. Mm-hmm. Don't go all in.
I can hear it.
I've learned. I'll even come back.
I'm telling you guys, my biggest burns are when I had inside information on coins. I bought one coin. I knew the owner. I flew to Hong Kong. He actually sold me his coin for $2. Well, first of all, I was going to go buy it on the exchange at 40 cents. All right. An insider said, dude, it's going to drop and we'll get more at the event, whatever. So I flew to Hong Kong or whatever. Well, by the time, it was already now going up to $2 and whatever. And I was pissed because I was going to buy it at 40. And the guy told me no, because he knew the owner said it would get lower. So I had already missed the boat. Well, now it got all the way up to $5.19 while we're there. So anyways, I was pissed and I told him.
Yeah,
so
I can't hear anything, guys.
Me,
so just let me know when it's done,
I spent 10 Bitcoin, which at the
I'm not sure what's going on with your connection, Jeff. You could also check our YouTube. We're streaming it live, and also Facebook too. So if you go to our YouTube, you should be able to listen to it there. And then you can just hop back on. All right, I'm going to resume playing for everybody else that can hear.
Time it was $100,000, and I got. Anyways, I bought it at $2 a coin. Okay, meaning I could literally take it off the exchange, and I'll make 300. What would it be 2.5 times my money, just like that. But he wanted me to hang on to it, and they're all hype. And I stayed on to that thing. And finally, I'm like, it started to come down. I started dwindling it out at like $4, at $3, at $2. Anyways, that coin went all the way down to like 19 cents. It's now worth a few pennies.
Wow.
And if I didn't get out and held on to this big deal, and I'm telling you guys, you're insiders and stuff like this, don't do it. The profits are there. Just take them. Now, that coin I ended up making up with arbitrage a little bit later. There was 2 exchanges, so you guys can watch for this too. This was huge. So on one exchange, it was selling for half the price. And now I was limited to $20,000 a day. So luckily I had 2 accounts. And so I was literally able to go buy the coin here, send it to this exchange that day, and sell it for double the price.
Wow.
Take it right back the next day, but I was capped. I would have made so much more money, but I was capped on 20,000 account. So I could only do $40,000 a day, but I was doubling my money, $40,000 a day on those 2 accounts. And I did it for about 4 or 5 days before they caught on. And the exchange it was an off-brand exchange. It was kind of their own exchange, but there were some guys that owned so much coin and they just had their buys in there. They had their order books, their sells. So I was in there able to buy, but on the other exchange, it was over twice the price. So if you guys ever see that, sometimes they're there. You guys can make a lot of money on arbitrage.
Right.
Yeah. So
That's good to know. That's good to know. I believe somebody had a question. I believe it was Dallas.
Oh, Dallas Marshall. Okay.
Yeah. It was me. I was wondering. I am diversified in my crypto portfolio, so I have a little bit of Ethereum, XLM, XRP. Majority is XRP. So what you're recommending is go ahead and transfer half of my XRP into Ethereum or another coin. What other coin would you recommend besides Ethereum?
Ethereum, Chainlink, Polkadot, EWT. EWT is a little bit harder for you guys to get because it's only on a very few exchanges. And not only that, it's not a high mover, but just FYI, when it moves, I really think it is going to just launch. But it's not going to be one that's a mover right now for you guys. But Ethereum's about to explode. Chainlink will go with it, and same with Polkadot. I mean, heck, I think I just went on a nice little 300% Polkadot run. I don't know. I bought Polkadot under $4, like 3 something. I bought Chainlink at 31 cents when I started.
Okay.
But
yeah,
your
Polkadot so special.
What's that?
What makes Polkadot so special?
You know what I'm going to do for you guys, just so I don't waste all of your night? Let me see. Let me go onto the internet here on a different window so I still see you guys. I'm going to give you guys a YouTube channel. It is the only YouTube channel you ever should follow. You will not get any coin shield here. You will get deep dives into certain coins. And for example, your Polkadot question, just go to this guy's channel. Go in, you guys can go into their videos and then hit the search bar and search just their videos. Search Polkadot, search Chainlink, follow those videos. And I'm telling you, when you see the research behind these, you will feel the security that you need to make the decisions that you need to make. And I can't say it enough. It's what you need to do. And don't go off of these, like, what's that one guy? My employees told me about him. I said, don't ever listen to a word he says. Bitcoin Boy or what's he?
Oh, BitBoy Crypto? That guy?
Yeah, I'm telling you, that guy, he shills coins like crazy. So many people lose money because they buy into those coins. You don't go, I mean, most of them are shillers or affiliate getters. This guy does not shill nothing, and he doesn't do affiliates on anything.
Are you talking about Chico?
Chico Crypto. I just gave you guys the link if you can share it with them. Or actually, does everybody see that?
Yeah.
Go to that YouTube channel and search around, look at his past. But as far as Polkadot, Polkadot's huge. There's so much attached to Polkadot. I can't list them all right now, but if you search a video, I'm sure he'll have one on Polkadot and show you what's on that. Big corporations and big networks are on these chains the ones that I'm telling you right now, they're ones that there's so much stuff attached to them. There's nothing they can do but go up, and there's all of these other things, these coins that people want to get into. Well, they're all attached to this. Why not be a part of the hub? The hub's not going anywhere.
He shared his hair about a week ago.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he waited until we got to a new all-time high, and then that day he had the guy come in and shaved. And what was funny is he split that. He made a deal with the barber that we'd split the tips, and he got a lot of tips that day. Yeah, so that barber made a hell of a lot more money he would have made if he would have just charged him. Yeah. No, he's a good guy. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm surprised that I know he did get attacked a few times, but this guy tells it like it is. He tells it what the research shows, and when you get into these money games and you say something that exposes people, I mean, murder's on the table. And he's had a couple threats to him. I mean, but he's not that legit. He's just there he's got some very good researchers in there that they dig deep into coins. Actually, and he's the only one other than me that thinks that Elon Musk is Satoshi. And a year and a half, and he just did a video on it.
Yeah.
I have a funny feeling Elon Musk is Satoshi.
I don't think so, because like he was going through real hard times, and if he had like thousands of Bitcoin to sell, he could have like bailed himself out.
But why would he do that when he knows he got the Bitcoin at a penny and he knows it's going to be worth $1 million? And he didn't want to expose him being Satoshi at the time. But I'm telling you, when he was in PayPal, his whole thing was to bring PayPal. He had like X.com back then or something. His whole thing was to make a digital currency then. And isn't that funny? He leaves PayPal, and then all of a sudden Bitcoin comes out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, he's not an idiot, that guy.
Yeah, that's
he's
for
so
sure.
smart. He doesn't even make sense when he talks because his brain thinks so many damn things. Anyways, I'm just saying, my money's on that he's Satoshi, and whether it will come out one day, I don't know. But here's one of these things. A lot of people ask me how much crypto I have or whatever, and I don't ever tell anybody. Now, unfortunately, I've had a few little parties. So there's 3 of my employees that happen to know a few of it because, you know, when you get a little bit soft, you're a little more free to be stupid, and I would show them the odd account. But it's not good to tell people that you have the large amounts of money, because even though it's secure and on my Trezor and whatever, and you beat the hell out of me, they're still willing to try to beat the hell out of you, to give it up. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm saying, Elon Musk, think about this. If you invented Bitcoin, and you've already been in the financial market, I mean, you're part of PayPal, you know it. He's had money, but he invented this, and he understands really how secure it is, how unstoppable it is, and what it's going to do in the future. And he was able to get his at pennies. Do you think he wants anybody knowing that he's Satoshi when he might have 1 million coins over so many wallets? That kind of money. Do you know what I'm saying? And then, of course, when you get you get the Silicon Yahoos and all these other big guys, you get treated different. For example, I get this one guy who asks me all the time how much crypto I have, and I literally don't tell him. Actually, 2 guys. Why? Well, one guy's a business partner of mine, and it's just because if he had any idea, he would try to, let's not split our company 50-50. You don't need the money. Do you know what I'm saying? People get that way. So, you know, you just kind of keep it to yourself, and you help people make money, and they assume you have some if you end up being right enough times, you know.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And it's always better to like take responsibility and learn how to become rich than to depend on somebody else. Because it's like now you have a skill, right? You have a life skill. It's like you can give a man a fish, or you can teach him to fish.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's what I like about you. You teach men to fish. You know, just give it to them.
Yeah, because I want you to be. I mean, here's the thing I tell people, and that's why my employees, like, I'm a genius now. Everybody thinks I'm a genius because he learns from me, learns it. And I've always told him, I said, listen, you don't really know it until you can teach it.
Yep.
And now he starts teaching it, and you understand when you teach it, that's when you know if you know something or not. Because if you can't teach it, then you don't know enough about it. So you got to go back to the learning. If you don't ever teach it, you don't really know you truly know it. You know, and that's what I tell them. And I mean, the guy's smart. Well, even just like you, like, I mean, you know how many guys that I tell about Bitcoin? And I just get to the point now I just don't have expectations, because if not, I just get let down. But with you, who was the main dude at that place we were at?
You mean the shaman?
Yeah.
I don't remember his name, but yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Well, anyway, so he had pulled me aside, and he had asked me, I didn't even know he knew I was in crypto. So maybe you had told him or whatever, but he's like, hey, you know, if you don't mind, I'd like to reach out to you and get into crypto and whatever. And I'm like, oh yeah, no problem. And I just left it. He had contacted me, and you said the same thing. And so did that other guy that I ended up coming there with, actually, that I shared the room with. And they both have messaged me back and saying thanks for coming, and they've learned a lot or whatever. But outside of that, no. And that you said you're going to get into it, and I same thing. But then look, you got into it, and now here you are on this call talking to people about it and spreading it out there.
Yeah, I spread it.
So
now. I got into it, and I understand.
Actually, Gabriel got me. Sorry, go ahead, Gabe.
I knew that because you're in XRP.
Well, it's okay. He's got Spark.
Yeah, but then I also got like 4 other people into it too.
See?
And so we've all lost money in XRP. So we need to figure out a way to fix this, because they're kind of like trusting me, and I need to get this under control. Because
tell them those boys I told you, you will be very, 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 very happy. So actually, when I tried to get my employees
I will.
I sent them about 7 coins at the time. I have it in this Slack that we use as a company. And we went back about 2 weeks ago, and he's like, what other coins did you do? I said, I don't know what coins I told you, like RLC and whatever. So we went back, we grabbed the date, and we figured it out. My worst coin was 400%. Most of my coins were at 700%. And I'm talking just from April till now. So, yeah, they made some big returns.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong. The bigger we get up in a bull market, the harder it is to advise people where to go.
Oh, that's true.
Just so you guys know. And that's why pounce on them now and get them in now, because now's early. But I probably won't be so free to people when Bitcoin's hovering at 150 grand.
Right.
And that's because at any moment now we could hit the top and come back down. Yes, we could shoot to 300 in literally 2 weeks and then slowly start to come down. But here's the thing. If you're asking when I'll cash out, so everybody asks me that, I'm going to start cashing some out when Bitcoin's 100 grand and higher. And that's when I'll start. Now, why am I doing that even though it could still go to 300? Because it could also stop at 150 and start coming down. But one thing I do know is the next bear market, depending where it goes, but say it only goes to 150, the next bear market, it's coming down to 40 grand again. So if I'm selling at 100, I still get to come back in at a better price than what I sold at. Even if it goes to 318 grand before it comes back down, it'll still come down to maybe 60 grand. Do you know what I'm saying? So that 100 is a place where I just know I'll be able to come back in and buy at a better price.
But what about?
See, that's what I'm talking about.
What's that?
That's what I'm talking about. You hitting us up like when you think it's going to tank and when you're selling. You know, that's what I was saying. You know, could you shoot us a line and let us know when? Because you're doing really good and you have a very certain understanding of all this.
Yeah. Well, he just told you. He said 100 grand.
Yeah, I just told you. However, I will admit, the closer we get to 100 grand, I will be more confident on being like, you know what? No, I'm going to wait till 150 grand, or no, I'm going to stop. But I got no problems telling people what I do. It doesn't mean that's what they need to do. But like I said, I'm not riding another bear market like I did in 17. I wrote, because here's what happens when you go so parabolic, which we're going to do. When you're actually reading the chart, you don't know. So, for example, we went up to 20 grand. We could not truly confirm that we were in the bear market until we got below 5 grand. Because it went so parabolic, you could still chart it out that, okay, we're just coming down for a correction and could go back up again. And that's the problem with going parabolic so fast. And I'm not riding another one out. And it's just hard to sell when you're like, dude, I could have sold it here and now I'm going to sell it for 1/7. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, I just turned on my head. I'm like, screw this. How do I earn more money, or how do I get paid crypto? So now I have a bunch of crypto incomes coming in because there's nothing better than getting paid crypto. It's an infinite.
Hey guys, I'm going to get out of here.
You know what I mean?
I'm just listening silent.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's a good like
I'll see you guys later.
Say something very sharply spikes, like say like, you know, greater than 20%, or, you know, in a very short amount of time. Is it better to like sell maybe like at least half, so that way you cashed out some and then like, you know, hold on a little bit more if it keeps going higher? But if it does start to tank, then, you know, you just either hold or you sell later.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say it as a 20% rule. What I would say is whenever it takes off, for example, like I said, Chainlink went up 400% before it really started to kind of do a correction. Right. When it goes to its top, it's always going to, almost always, it's going to come down a bit, and then it's going to peak back up and give you that second hope. And then when it stops there, doesn't get a new all-time high, stops there and then starts to come down, that's when there's a very good chance that, okay, now it's going to come and do its correction. And that's when I would move it out, and I would move it into another coin that you believe in that happened to have just done a correction. Right. And that's how you get to kind of piggybacking off of their bumps, you know?
Yeah. It's momentum.
Yeah, always. I mean, you know, be satisfied with a 50% return. Even though it might get you a 500, you just don't have to go get it all. But here's the benefit. You pull out at a 50% return and you maybe pulled out 25%, okay, on a 50% profit. And then it ended up doing its correction and coming down 50%. Well, now that 50% profit you took out, you're now getting able to buy, you know, like 3 times that coin.
Right.
Because now at half the price. And by the time it gets back up there, you've taken that 50%, turned it into, you know, a couple hundred.
Right.
So yeah, definitely a good idea to do that. And that's why I say, just don't let greed get you. I mean, guys, if you're used to playing the stock market, you're averaging 10% over 10 years. You know, and here we're talking about hundreds. And I mean, I had one coin, it got me 160,000%. I bought it for a fraction of a penny and it went to $1 and it was a fraction of a penny. You know, there's those coins out there, but I don't ever chase them anymore. Okay, one last thing. I had one account. I literally put 3 Bitcoin in. Bitcoin was 10 grand at the time. That's 30 grand. And my group that were coming on my webinars, they were begging me to do this. They wanted to go chase the wild cards because they heard that I had a couple that just freaking scaled. And they kept begging me. And I'm like, no. And I said, okay, fine, guys. Here, we're going to get an account over here in Cryptopia because that's where the looser coins were because they didn't have much standards. And I said, okay, you guys just tell me how much you want in it. We're just going to buy all these. And we did. I put in 3, and they all only put in a Bitcoin. And then guess what happened? Now, we had to keep them there, by the way, because some of the coins, you couldn't even get them off. Like, you couldn't go put them on a Trezor or something. And isn't that funny? Go to Cryptopia.io. You'll see what happened. I had 5 accounts there. Well, Cryptopia got hacked, and it'll never come back. All the money's gone. So, lesson to learn. Don't chase those big bad boys. If you luck out and get in one, like, for example, I sold all my Doge today. It was up 480%. That's good for me. You know, if it comes back down, I'll buy. I did hear something from somebody saying it could possibly, they're talking that it could go up to $1. Well, if it did, that'd be another, who even knows, 2,500%, whatever it be. Big deal. How many times you want to make 480%? You go chase the 600, you're going to lose and sell out at 10. Do you know what I mean? Like, when did you buy your XRP, Jeff? What price? Or you bought it 50?
I bought it roughly. It's at 44 cents. I bought it.
Oh, okay. So you did buy it somewhat high, but at 44 cents. So why didn't you? I think it got to what, 60 something. Why didn't you sell there?
Okay, so that's the average. I bought some of it at 70, some of it at 50, and some of it at 30.
Oh, so you just
so the average.
When I told him to buy,
so this is one thing you guys need to learn. It's so easy to want to buy when it's pumping. I had a guy text me today. Should I buy some Doge? I said no. He says to me, "This is why I text you." You know what I mean? Like, they want to buy on the green, and then they debate on the red. No, it's the other way around. You want to believe in the coins because you want to buy them when you actually think there's a chance they're going to disappear. But because you believe in them, you buy, and that is where that money is. That's where you get your 1,000% gains. You don't just go buy in a coin that's sitting idle and expect 1,000% gains. That's when you lose. You got to buy when everybody else is selling.
All right, I've got a question. Like,
I hear you.
Chainlink. How could you discover that Chainlink was a good coin to get when it was like pennies?
So I started buying it at 31 cents.
Wow.
But I'll be honest with you, my software started buying it then. I had no idea what Chainlink was at the time. My software bought me some Chainlink at 31 cents and 61 cents, and it just happened to luck out that when I shut off my software and stopped using it, it hadn't made sales on those coins. But I started buying Chainlink myself at $3. But that's when I started doing the research on it. So the key, I'm telling you guys one thing. You follow this channel I told you about. Now, I didn't listen to him back in the day when I was in my stuff. But now, if I just want to learn any new coins, follow his channel. And you don't even have to really watch the video. I mean, you can kind of look in his descriptions. He'll always post when he talks about what coin. Click on it. It'll timestamp you right to that. He does it, all of his in-depth stuff. And you'll know there if this is a coin you should get into or not. And like, for example, like, could you go get into Chainlink right now? I think it's what, $23. Could it go down to, 18, 17 if you just get in today? Yes. But would I tell you to wait for it to go down? No. When people ask me, when should I get in? You get in now. And yes, 95% of the time it's going to drop from when you get in. But if you wait for it to drop, you'll always lose for 2 reasons. One is there's no guarantee it's going to drop below what it is today. But second of all, if you are a waiter and you're waiting for it to drop, when it drops, you still don't have the balls to buy in because you're still a waiter. You think it's going to drop more, and then it takes off. Yeah. I'm telling you guys, I've taught thousands of people in this game, and it is a 98% accurate statement what I just said. So I tell them, get in now, and if it drops drastically, look around your damn house, sell something to get more USD to buy more than at the better price. Or borrow money, buying it at a better price. And then when it rises back up, just sell what you bought. You made a nice little hefty gain. You could take out the principal that you borrowed, pay it back, and now you have all of that more coin sitting in there. You know what I mean? So that's just the thing. That's
actually exactly what I did. I borrowed $40,000 to go into crypto.
40?
Yeah.
And you put it all in that one coin?
I didn't know any better. I just started learning. I'm learning more now.
You half black because you got some balls.
I'm telling you.
Sorry, I hope I'm not offending anybody. But no, that's all right, dude. It's a good lesson. I'm telling you what, it's so much better you learn that lesson now than when we get you to $500,000 and then you do the same damn mistake. So don't fret.
I've learned
for mistakes.
No, I'm actually not that upset about it. I'm a little bit like, damn. But you know what? I got one of those small business loans. I got 30 years to pay it off. So even if it hits zero, I'll still be fine.
Yeah.
Even if I lose every penny, I'll pay it off. I ain't
tripping. One of those paycheck loan thingies or PPP loans?
No, it was a small business loan because I'm a business owner. So the government was giving out small business loans. So I have it's like a 2% or something like that for 30 years. It's stupidly cheap. So I says, you know what? I'm going to take that money and I'm not even going to pay it back. I'm going to spend all that money, wait for inflation to happen. I'll pay it back in 10 years. And then I'll be paying it back at fractions of the penny on the dollar.
At 2%, I'd never pay that damn loan back. I'd pay
exactly.
There's no way in hell at any economy I'm not making 2% on my money. You know, I mean, that's the cheapest money you're borrowing anywhere.
Yeah, I think it's actually like a 3.5% is what it actually is.
Oh, okay. I used to borrow money super cheap. I used to borrow hundreds of thousands of dollars at 5 points. That means 5% a month, interest only. So I would borrow $300,000. I owed them $15,000 a month, interest only. But I only did it on deals that I knew I was going to, net $300,000 in 90 days type thing. But you just got to make sure your money's in a place that it's making more percent than what you borrow it at. People ask me all the time if they don't have money. Well, should I use a credit card to get into crypto? You guys heard me. I told you I was 99% in. Do you think I have a single credit card with more than $500 on it? $500 on it? No, I got them maxed out. Why wouldn't I? I got credit cards that are 0 interest rate, even the ones that are 15%. I just told you I made 480% return today, just today.
Yeah,
that's like 20 years on that damn credit card worth of percentages. Do you know what I mean? Of course I would.
Yeah.
And here's what I tell people. Everybody says, oh, that's bad advice you're giving them. I said, bullshit. 65% of Americans have their credit cards maxed out anyways and only pay the minimum payments. But yeah, if you ask them what they bought, they can't tell you. They never bought an asset with it. They bought the shit they don't need. They went to Costco to buy a $150 barbecue, but there was this one for $1,500 that looked so good. They had $15 on their credit card. They bought a $1,500 barbecue. That's never going to make them any money. It's now worth $200. Why am I upset to go tell them to max out their cards into an asset that's going to get them money? I mean, any of those coins I told you right now, you couldn't even go 30 days and not get back the full interest of a whole year on the credit card. You know what I mean? So yeah, leverage what you
actually have. I actually do have a credit card that's got a $20,000 limit I haven't used. So I might do what you're saying. That makes sense.
All right, so FYI, if we're going to go down that rabbit hole, don't take the money out cash advance.
No, okay? No.
Which means you can't
I'll run it through my business. I'll just run it through my business, and I get 2% out, and then I get cash. Yeah, that'd be stupid to do cash advance. Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. I mean, the cash advance trick, like even if you just do $100 cash advance, you have to pay your whole limit. That's the last interest that comes off. So you have to pay off your card 100% before that $100 cash advance comes off. But no, max that hog out. I got no problems telling you. Just make sure you can fund the minimum payment, through your personal expenses. My one guy that I told you could pay off his house now, he started. Guess what he did? I told him, I said, look, you need to get your credit in order. Go fill out a couple credit cards, and he filled out a loan. It was all credit card and loan money that he put in, and he turned it into a house. And that was just
I was talking to Gabriel about this, and Gabriel had some student loans. I says, don't worry about paying them off now. Wait for 30 years for them to pay them off, because that's when inflation goes crazy, and then now you're going to be paying back pennies on the dollar.
Gabriel, are you still on here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Phone the damn government. Are you paying your loans right now?
No.
I was going to say, phone the damn government and they'll waive your payments right now because of COVID and stuff, and put that money into crypto. Yeah. No, you guys, you got to leverage what you can leverage, because there's never a better time. If you got
I've never understood leveraging.
Drive,
I've recently been learning it.
What's that?
I said I've recently been learning about leveraging your money and how it works and the concepts. This has been very educational for me because, as I said, I've been in business for 20 years for myself, and so I understand money, I understand business, but I never really understood this leveraging concept. So this has been huge for me. You've probably just saved my life in a lot of ways, brother.
Good, and you want to incentivize yourself. So like I said, I just relocated here for a year to take care of this company. And anyway, so I just brought my big Dodge truck here. Well, I didn't want to drive it all the time, so I wanted to get me another Corvette. But I can't justify spending money right now because all my money's in crypto. So what did I say? Okay, I'm going to do another online business, because I wasn't very motivated. So I'm like, I'm going to motivate myself. I'm going to do this business, and I'm going to get paid crypto and if I get X amount of dollars, then I'm going to go buy my Corvette. I'm not going to pay cash for it. I'll finance it, and then I got to earn it. So here's what happened. The first 2 weeks, I was paid $17,000 worth of Ethereum. Now my Corvette was 60 grand. Okay. But I financed it and I only had to put 10 grand down. That $17,000 worth of Ethereum was back when Ethereum was $200.
Dang.
Yeah.
You guys do the math on that. I just bought 2 vets. I mean, I didn't buy them, but I mean, that 2 weeks worth of work, because I went and did the investment first, put it in the right vehicle to buy my vehicle. So I got my vet for free, and I'm still floating about 70 grand higher than it right now off of that Ethereum.
Wow.
That's how you got to do things. The rich, they buy their toys, but they buy it with investments. They don't buy it before the money makes an investment. And the poor, they buy that nice car because they got to be better than the neighbor. And then that car keeps them poor to where they don't have money to put in to make money.
Right.
And use it for motivation. You want to buy that thing? I'm not saying don't buy it. Get yourself an asset and work your ass off to make that asset buy that toy. Yeah, and that's where your motivation actually drives.
Here's another question. You can actually borrow money if you have crypto. You can use the crypto as collateral for borrowing more money.
Yes, you can. Be very, very careful, because if we have a correction and you don't fund, your collateral can be not enough. And if you don't fund it before it becomes not enough, it's gone. And your fees, it's kind of like getting liquidated when you're trading margin. You're better off selling out right before your liquidation than letting it liquidate, because then you got all those fees. And when you're borrowing your money like that, you're lending your money. If it starts doing a correction, you better go jam some more collateral in there. You're not losing that money, but you don't want to have it stop yourself out, because then you lost it all. Right. And then when it comes back up to where you got way too much in there, then you can take some more out. But just be very careful if you're going to borrow off of your crypto for crypto. Right. Yes, you can leverage it, but you better understand how that system works, or you're going to lose it all.
Right. Yeah, it's possible. Sure.
Do you do that, Ryan? Like, do you use that at all, or do you?
No.
Yeah.
No, I taught it, and I just literally said, but guys, I'm not doing it. And why? For the simple fact, I don't want to get liquidated. Like I said, I've stopped chasing the greed. I'm telling you guys, I had $1.2 million in on BitMEX going south. And I'm telling you guys, I stayed up for 41 hours straight. I didn't allow myself to go to sleep because I just kept buying in before I could get liquidated. I got myself in such a hole, and I didn't want to get out. And that was when I was so new. And I didn't understand the fact that by me putting in such large orders, that moved the market. I should have put in like a bunch of $50,000 ones, all at the same price, so that the order book didn't show like one massive one. And anyways, only because I had the nads to stay in that damn thing. But I literally stayed up for 41 effing hours. And I almost got to the point where I didn't have more to put in. Had I had 2 more little bumps down, I wouldn't have been able to put any more in. I'd have just lost. I'd have lost it all and been liquidated it all.
Wow.
You know, and at the time it was, I don't know, it was 41 Bitcoin. So I could have lost 41 Bitcoin. So I'm telling you guys, when I'm speaking from experience. Like I said, I jump in and I'm willing to drown and then be resuscitated. Wow. So when I give advice, it's not just pie in the sky or something I read online. It's I've already lived it.
Right.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your expertise, Ryan.
No problem.
If anybody has any last minute questions, I think we should do one more. If not, thank you for your time, Ryan. Anybody got a question?
Well, you're welcome to come back. You're welcome to come back again if you're willing.
I think somebody might have had a question. Somebody, was it you, John?
You know, I'll tell you what. No, it was me. I'll tell you what. I had a comment more, so I wanted to say thanks so much for your input. I'm really going to be thinking about everything you're saying because I really do want to make something of it, and I can tell your brain is really sharp, and I got a brain kind of like yours, and so I want to manipulate my money the way that you are, and so it's a very different way of thinking, very different.
Yeah, the rich don't get rich because they're smarter than you. I mean, they don't. Do you know how many people back when I was only doing a few $100,000 a year, I would meet people and they're multi-millionaires. I'm like, and I have them way up here, and then I meet them. I'm like, shit, I am so much smarter than you. You know, it takes taking action, and then there's a lot of people smarter than me, way smarter. I mean, and they're poor. It's church mice. You know, like it's a matter of being disciplined in every aspect of your life. Honestly, discipline is probably the number one thing for success. Discipline, and then knowledge follows right after that. But the fact that you guys are even on these calls and stuff like that, you know what I mean? It's just a matter. And then don't get greedy. Don't let people let you get greedy. The crypto world is going to make you all wealthy if you're in it.
Right.
You know, just let it make you wealthy. Don't try to get there tomorrow. You know, don't be worried about not becoming a millionaire until the second next bull market. You know, after we hit it, maybe at the end of this year, maybe we go in another 3-year bear session. You know, that next bull run, maybe 2025, 2026. Don't be afraid to be your multi-millionaire there. You know, the fact is, you're gonna be a millionaire. And before crypto, were you headed there? I don't know.
Nope.
You know what I mean? But there's a good chance people weren't.
So
but you guys are.
No, I was still trading. I've always been trading my minutes into dollars, and I've got to start making some changes because I actually injured my back, and I can't keep doing my work anymore. So I want to start doing this for a living.
So if you sell out when the bull market like levels out, then you what kind of trading would you go into after like the bear market starts going?
Now, we're not recording this, are we? So here's the thing. If I wanted to trade, I would trade margin and go into short selling. Now, but I wouldn't trade, but don't trade on high margin. Don't do no 20, 25, 50%, nothing. Don't ever exceed 10, but just do some short trading. But, you know, I don't short in a bull market, and I don't long in a bear market. And don't get me wrong, you can make a lot of things, but I have a life. I do stuff. And when I'm trading margins, I got to be all up right there. Like when I used to trade margins, I'd take my wife to a freaking movie. I'm constantly checking my phone. Oh, man, it's going down. Babe, sorry, I'll be right back. I go out in the hallway, and I don't like trading on my phone. But you know what I'm saying? It just takes over your life. Not worth it.
Right.
But so I was short in a bear market, or I mean, in a bear market, long in a market. But you know, honestly, to be honest with you, I don't think, you know what, let me take back that advice. Don't go margin. Most people will lose money. What I would do is take your money then. By the time that happens, the real estate market's probably going to be a tank. We're going to, by damn near hitting in a depression. Throw your money into real estate. If you're going to move it out of crypto.
So you could move out of crypto and get into some other assets or something.
Yeah, well, and you can already buy houses crypto. I mean, just go search Craigslist for house for sale and put in Bitcoin in the search, and there's already people that'll sell you, stuff like that. Sure. So you can either go right there and save the fees. When I say I'll start cashing some out, I didn't 100% mean into USD. I'll put it into a stable coin maybe if I trust one of them. But I will start cashing some out because I've been so damn disciplined this whole bear market. I'm ready to, buy myself a little present.
What is your favorite stable coin?
I don't have one right now because anything will change and I'm just nowhere near pulling out. But would I use USDT? No. The only time I go into USDT if it happens to be just quick. Like if I want to go buy some more EWT, for example, I can only buy it in USDT or wrapped Ethereum. No, not wrapped Ethereum, just Ethereum maybe on that one. But anywho, that's the only time in the last half a year really that I've got into USDT. It's just it's in and out. I don't even hold it for 2 days. There's a chance USDT one day will just corrupt. What's that?
What about DAI? It's decentralized.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, when I'm ready, I'll do my research at that time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Say something now. I mean, I'm a year before I'm going to start pulling out. Like 10, 11 months away. Anything can happen by then.
Yeah, I would say like my primary right now is DAI, but then I was looking at Paxos. I don't know if you know anything about Paxos.
Yeah.
That's safe.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if USDT is a major call for our bear market.
Yeah, I don't like.
That's when it gets exposed and it's not backed by the dollar and yada yada yada, and it just puts a big trigger on the next bear market. But
right.
I don't know what I mean. I don't want to put stuff out there because I have no idea what I'll do because I will do much then. You know what I mean? Because shit changes so much.
Yeah.
But I will be pulling out in six figures. In a lot of things, you know, and maybe not even a ton. Like I said, if it, you know, 150 grand to 300, you know, I just say I'm going to start dabbling some out at the time.
Right.
You know, but I'm telling you, by then, like these chain links and these polka dots and, you know, Ethereums, you'll have made such big returns. It's not even funny.
Yeah, and it makes sense because, you know, the crypto market's only $1 trillion, you know, in the whole world. When you look at like other, you know, industries, they're like hundreds of trillions of dollars, and crypto's like all of crypto together is only 1 trillion.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. And that is the future. So,
well, there was one company, what's it called? It literally just allocated 100% of its cash into Bitcoin. Okay. Now, if just the S&P, what was it? Which companies? Shoot. If the other corporations, because right now they're putting in 1%, if they all put in 1%, it would throw us right up, you know, raise Bitcoin another 40 grand. Okay, just right there. If they put in 10%, it'll throw Bitcoin to $400,000, just like that. And that's only their cash reserve. That's not saying their portfolios. That's just 10% of their cash reserves. And yet we already had a big company. I just can't remember the damn name, but they put 100% of their cash reserves in, meaning the institutions are coming on and they're coming hard strong. And so I'm telling you, this parabolic rise, you know, people didn't believe me in 2017. I was predicting 13,000 by February. And that was back when Bitcoin was 3,000 and people thought I was crazy, and ended up going from 20 grand in December 17th. But it went up from 3 grand to 20 grand in just 3 months at the end of 2017.
Wow.
So that same trajectory, this one will take Bitcoin, say, from 70 grand to 250. It could easily go in that same amount of time, just to use the same chart. It's crazy. And these guys have the money. I don't know if you guys are noticing, but
yeah, they do.
you guys got billions of dollars. That stuff wasn't in the game back then. And you know what I mean? So it's not far-fetched to be calling out quarter million Bitcoin.
That same kind of thing is going to happen with Polkadot and Chainlink and stuff like that too.
100%. Yeah, I'm telling you. I literally think, so my one employee, I bet he makes there's a very good chance that guy makes $4 million just on his Chainlink. By the way, that's the credit card loan guy. You know, tell me anything else he bought with his credit cards was going to make him a millionaire.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So it's so much fun to see these guys. I mean, they walk with a different energy. You know, they're happy as hell. And here's the other thing about crypto and why I get people in. Like my daughters, I mean, I literally gave them, if you guys go to cryptocompare.com, you can just create your own profile, put in your stuff, and then you can always view what your balance is. But I give it to them. So what do my employees do? They're actually looking at their finances every day, like crypto, to see where it's at. Right. Pre-crypto, they didn't look at finances. They never had money making money. They just looked at their bills. So their life was always going in, what do I owe? What do I owe? What do I owe? Now their mindset's, what am I making? What's my money making?
Yep.
And that's why their lives are changing.
Exactly. Beautiful. You help shift your mindset.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well,
and
so I want to say, without knowing they're programming the subconscious mind in a positive way.
Right. Exactly.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
You know, I think it's great the way that you work with all your employees and you help them with all your employees. I think that's really cool that you do that. It just makes me think I want to come work for your company to get some part of it.
Yeah, I'm a horrible boss when it comes to keeping a long-term employee because I can only teach what I believe, and I don't believe in being an employee. So I don't teach it. Do you know what I mean? And so it's like none of them, I'm telling you, will be here in a year and a half. Well, I mean, neither will I, but they won't be here in a year and a half.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm creating millionaires here, you know, where they were on a path of being an employee for the rest of their life, like their family taught them. Mm-hmm. So, but most importantly,
I'm just thinking to myself,
manage the money before they become the millionaires. So they're going to keep it when they get it.
Right.
You know.
So do you want
Beautiful.
some of this audio deleted or?
You know what? I didn't say anything. I mean, I did put my disclaimer that I'm not a financial advisor, yada, yada. But I mean, like I said, I tell the truth. I tell what I live. I tell what I preach. I got nothing to hide. So if it helps anybody, just make sure they understand that I'm not giving financial advice. It's just my opinion.
I'll include that, sure.
You know, but yeah, I'm an open book. When I start yapping, I don't shut up.
Same, likewise. So,
Well,
thank you
that's
again,
awesome.
Ryan. I really appreciate your time and all your love and energy. And I look forward to maybe someday in the future, when Bitcoin hits 100,000, we can have another discussion.
100%. All right.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Let's have a discussion when Chainlink reaches $300, but we'll do it like in Mexico on an all-inclusive or something, since you all should have plenty of money to be able to show up there.
Well, thanks to you. I'm going to Mexico in a few days anyway, so I can meet you there right now.
Yeah, cool, guys. Well, hey, it was good meeting you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, I hope I gave you guys
Good
some
to see you.
advice.
Yeah.
Good.
All right,
Absolutely.
next time.
All right. Thanks,
All right,
guys.
thank you, buddy.
All right.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
See you guys.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, cool. So you guys can come back in. All right, so let's actually analyze some of the stuff he. So he mentioned Chainlink a lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen, and we'll look on Live Coin Watch and see where it was at when he was talking about it, and where it's at now. We're gonna do this with several of the cryptos that he mentioned. So one of them, for example, was Chainlink. And so this was back in February. So let's find February. Oh, that was 21, February of 21. So it was about $22 or so. And then so I think it was more like 16 because I remember it being 16 and I actually bought some while he was talking. So we'll stay around here. So it did definitely go up a lot. It went up to 52, but then it did crash down to about 15. And then it had like this little bounce right here to 34, and then now it's back down to, what are we at, 14. So if you, at the time, the advice was definitely good. If you sold up here at 52, and then if you bought back in at this bottom, or even now, if you buy in now, assuming that we have more bullish news in the future. So that's just one of them. Let's check out Ethereum. He definitely mentioned Ethereum a lot. Okay, so we're talking February of 21. Let's go here. So Ethereum was at about 1,600, and then it definitely did do two little spikes here, one to 4,300, and then another at 48. I sold around down here when it was like 38 because I knew it was going to go down. But I mean, it's still holding up fairly decent. It's still definitely up from then. So that was definitely a good buy then too. And let's see, what else did he mention? He mentioned XRP. We were talking about that. I know he was poo-pooing a little bit of XRP, but let's see. So it was around here, so like 49 cents. And then we definitely had the spike up here to like, it was more like to $2. And then you also get the airdrops. So you would get the airdrops for Flare and also Songbird. So if you had sold up around here and gotten the airdrops, and even to today, you would still be up. So that was actually a good buy as well. And then you can also check out Spark. And so at that time, you would have gotten about, it had peaked out to $2.45 that you would have gotten in the airdrop for XRP if you would have held then. So that would have been good. And it has since dropped because of, lots of different things like delays and stuff like that. But I do foresee that going back up to around these levels, at least a very minimum, like $1.50, or something like that in the fairly near future, whenever they release that. And then Songbird. You would have also gotten that if you had bought an XRP. And so it started off at 30 cents. It peaked out about 71. So you would have been up about at least 3x if you would have done that, if you would have done XRP. Right now it's sitting kind of low because of they had like some exploits that were going on, but I do foresee that going up as well. So right now it's sitting at its lowest point it'll probably ever be. And so, which other one did he mention? He mentioned EWT, which was Energy Web Token. Let's see, it was February. So yeah, he was talking about it when it was like $7. I do remember trying to buy it, but it was kind of difficult. It did go up to $22, and then it massively crashed here to about $5. And then did go back up to about 14, and then now it's at $5 again. So this might be a good buy opportunity right here, because it's kind of like at its all-time low right now. So that's kind of surprising that it's that low. And which other ones did he mention? I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, Polkadot. This one I timed pretty well, actually. Let's see. We're about here. So yeah, so we talked about it was 16. That's when I bought in when he was talking about it. That one went to 46 and 45, and then it crashed down to about 10.9, so about 11. And then it had this massive skyrocket here to 55. I actually had sold out here at 52, so I'd timed that perfectly there. And then it crashed down to about 17. What's it at today? 17.30. So it might actually be in decent buy territory depending on what happens. So that might be a good buy too. Again, none of this is financial advice, just looking at what changed since then. I'm trying to think what other cryptos he mentioned in the video. If you guys want, you can also chime in too. Les, is there any crypto that he mentioned that you recall? I know at the time you were mentioning Zilliqa. So Zill, I don't know what Zill's at. This was back in February.
Cardano.
Oh yeah, you mentioned Cardano. Yeah, we'll take a look at Cardano. Let's see, Zilliqa was... This one was not mentioned in the video, but you started getting to crypto around here. And it did definitely have the spike from 7 cents to 26, but now it's definitely way back down to 4 cents. So that was not a good one if you were buying at that time. But let's check out Cardano, which I was never a fan of Cardano. Let's see, what was it at? So it was here about 42 cents, 43. It definitely had a spike up to $2.12 and $3.09, but now it crashed back down to about 87 cents. So you'd still be up on that one. Probably not the best one though. You would have like 2x your money, but that's about it. Without any airdrops or anything like that. Cosmos was one that I was definitely mentioning at that time too. And that one's been doing really well, Adam. And plus you get a ton of airdrops with Cosmos too. I think whatever money I put in, I got more monies from all the airdrops than what I actually put into this one. So this one's, I'm a big believer in Atom, just the whole ecosystem. Well, let's see, that was February. So yeah, I got it at, it was about $8 or $9, and it had since skyrocketed up to 44. I had the minor little crash here at 22, and then it went back up to 41, 42, and now we're sitting at about 34, assuming if we don't go up or down. So plus you get all the airdrops, which were definitely worth it. Like one of them, for example, is Juno. And this one's a monster of a crypto here. It gives you ridiculous returns. And so, imagine getting this for free, and it's already at $44.76, worth more than what you would have needed to get in the original spot. I think it was like 1-to-1. So for every atom you had, you'd get one Juno, if I recall correctly. But you would have made more money getting atom just on getting this airdrop than anything else. Then there were other ones too that you got in that one, like Osmosis, which I was telling people about, but nobody was listening. But that you would have also gotten this for free, and this is currently at its all-time highs at about $11. So if you would have bought an atom at $8, and just from the airdrop that you would have gotten from Osmosis, you'd be in the positive, definitely. So yeah, the Cosmos ecosystem did amazing. Polkadot did good, and then it crashed, and it's around an area where you could probably buy it at now. Curious to see how much further Osmo and Juno especially goes to, because Juno's going to come out with their own decks and their own NFTs and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, it's were there any I missed, Les? Do you remember any other ones?
I got it.
Oh, he was mentioning Bitcoin a lot. So let's take a look at Bitcoin, because everybody loves to talk about Bitcoin. Not that it's the best one, it's just the one that's most talked about. It's got the popularity contest. So this was at...
He wasn't.
Huh?
He wasn't too impressed by
Bitcoin?
Yeah, he wasn't really.
Yeah, he said he would never buy any anymore, but that he did have a lot. So this was actually pretty high back then. This was about 46,000, which is about what it's at kind of today. So if you would have bought Bitcoin, then it would have gone up to about 63, and then it crashed down to 29, 30, and then skyrocketed to about 69 K, which we never got to the 300,000 that he was talking about. And now we're sitting at about 41,000. So if you would have bought crypto, meaning like Bitcoin specifically, if you would have bought Bitcoin, you would actually be down a little bit. So versus all these other altcoins, they call them, you would have been up for the most part.
Yeah,
so it's interesting to see. Mm-hmm.
He said the alt were better.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I know there's like a lot of like Bitcoin maxis out there that they think that it's only Bitcoin and nothing else, but I mean the math shows otherwise, and numbers don't lie. So I just stick to the numbers. Is it possible that Bitcoin will go up to $1 million? Maybe, but we'll probably have better tech, and I think we actually already do have better tech. One of them is Neta. It's part of the Juno chain as well, and this one's there's not even any price chart on it. But this one's like a Bitcoin 2.0, where they have a lot. It's more fair because it was a fair drop. So versus like Bitcoin, where it's like there's lots of millionaires that have Bitcoin. And this one's just like it was distributed fairly, and also has a cap. I'm surprised it doesn't have the info here. Let me see if I can find it somewhere else. CoinGecko has info on it. So it's currently sitting at about 1,600, which also, if you would have gotten Cosmos, you would have gotten up. You had Osmosis, I believe, and Cosmos, you would have gotten Juno. If you had Juno, you would have gotten this one too. So a lot of people got about $22,000 worth of this stuff for free, which is pretty cool. I don't know why this doesn't show the chart though. Definitely has one. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. So yeah, when they were first airdropped, it was about 1,500. Then it crashed down to about 1,300, and it spiked up to 1,600, and now we're like about 1,600 still. So it's this is like a Bitcoin 2.0 that most people don't know about. It's like secret, but I have high hopes for that. That's gonna be pretty cool. Were there any others that we mentioned that we didn't cover? I know he mentioned stable coins. I still am a big advocate of DAI. I think also UST. Terra is pretty decent too. That one, it's got interesting tokenomics, but it's always $1. I know they have a lawsuit right now that they're dealing with, but DAI is always a safe bet. It's been around for a while. It's always $1. I don't know what happened back here in the past where it spiked a little bit, but it's always about $1. It's maybe $1.05, but it's gotten more stable without the years. throughout the years. So yeah, I know there's another coin that's going to be coming out called Silk. That one's going to be interesting. No, it's not here yet. It isn't out yet, but it's a stable coin with privacy features, so people don't find out where your address is and like see how much money you have, which is useful. No, that's not it. Let me type in crypto. So Silk Chain, that's also part of the Cosmos ecosystem.
You on a laptop?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess they don't have the token symbol yet, but whenever that comes out, we'll probably talk about it in the advanced guide, just so you can have crypto, but also maintain your privacy too, because everything's on the blockchain, and you don't want people snooping around, seeing what you have, what you don't have. You know, that's not cool. But so yeah, just some tips, some reflections for us to look back on. Overall, it's been pretty good. Still going good, and I think with all the stuff that's going on with all these crazy bank accounts getting banned and all sorts of turmoil, like in Ukraine, where you basically cash is useless there. This one guy had to buy a car using crypto just to be able to escape, and he bought water and food. I first see like similar instances happening in different areas of the world, and definitely crypto will help. There was also a lot of our members that watched the video that we have on our page on YouTube, this one that we just went through, the whole thing, a lot of them were from Turkey, and it was interesting that we had so many people from Turkey watch it, but a lot of them actually bought crypto, and that actually was what saved them, because their financial system just completely collapsed since then. So they were able to save themselves, the ones that listen. And I foresee like a similar thing with Ukraine, and a lot of these other governments that are like printing so much money, and yet they're not really backed by anything. That's a dangerous game to play. And once the inflation genie comes out of the bottle, it's hard to put them back in, if not impossible. So I do see the trend continuing in the future. Might have to wait a little bit. We are kind of like in a mini little bear market going on here. Who knows how long that'll last? But it'll be interesting to see what happens, because the powers that be that want to control are hurting themselves essentially by being anti-crypto, versus like countries like the Ukraine, where it's literally been saving their lives, and El Salvador too. It's been giving them more stability in their economies. Those will thrive. Assuming that Ukraine survives, but El Salvador definitely will benefit, and so will all the other countries that are advocates of crypto. Because why would you say no to money? How would you say no to money? Money is money, so you want to flow that money into your country instead of trying to push it away and censor people, kind of like China is doing. Not a fan of that, but yeah, just things to be aware of. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end the live stream. Just keep in mind, just keep in mind that we are getting together on Mondays, you guys, to do like a mini little group like this that we do for AQ. But we're gonna do crypto lessons. It's totally free, and you can join us on Monday. Just join our Discord, and you'll see the invitations on there as well, or send us a message too if you want to join. We'll send you all the details. But that way we can get newbies well acquainted with what crypto is, how it can benefit you, and like talk about things and compare. Because there's no agenda. We just want to learn together. And if you learn together and you're objective, you can get a better understanding of things. So it's purely educational, but it'll definitely help a lot of people out, I think. So yeah, so with that, we're going to go ahead and conclude the live stream. And if you guys want to join us for further discussion, feel free to click on our link and join us on Discord. All right, many thanks.